go to the library and go to the crisscross directory.
Okay.
You know what the crisscross directory is? It probably doesn't exist anymore.
No, I've never heard of that.
Crisscross directory would show me, I'd drive by a subdivision, right?
Okay.
I'd ride down the main street on the side. I'd go by there. You could go to the crisscross directory and show me every name of every person that lived on that street in that subdivision.
Wow.
And sometimes they'd have their phone numbers. I would do survey phone calls. I'd ask 5 questions. Do you have more than $10,000 of credit card debt? Yes or no? Are you saving all the money you want to save? Yes or no? Do you have all the money saved for college that you'd like to have saved for your kids? Do you have life insurance and family? I have 5 questions. If you could get information on how to improve any one of these areas, which one of these would you be most interested in getting information on? So tell me, yeah, I'd be interested in this and this, or yeah, I'd be in, and then they said, well, you can just put it in the mailbox. And no, I want it only take about 5 minutes for me to come in, explain how it works, and if and then you can tell me whether it's something you're interested in or not. What it shows about Primerica is, you hear all these people join Primerica and say that thing doesn't work. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can't make money with Primerica. Yeah, or that's or if it doesn't work, they start blaming how Primerica's bad. Mm-hmm. So they tell you all the reasons why Primerica's bad. Mm-hmm. But the reality is the only reason someone does not make it here because they're not working. Sure. I can't tell you how many Latin-based names we have that are $1 million earners that did not speak the language when they got here. Yeah. Who's that lady who wears the big white wigs?
Oh gosh.
Lorraine?
Lorraine? Lorraine. Shelley and Tony Lorraine.
Yeah. Same thing.
She's Charlotte.
She's Charlotte.
She's outrageous.
But
business.
She showed me her diamond ring. I have a picture of her diamond ring. It's the size of a dime. Oh, that's how big the diamond is on her ring.
Shelley and her husband.
It's huge.
And
it showed me her Rolex watch.
Oh, let's see.
Gold Rolex.
Wow. Shelley and her husband are hilarious.
But they work there.
Personal producers.
They really were.
Oh, amazing. Shelley, she built a business. They built a business in New York City, and they rent a hotel room, and Shelley's standing on the street, buttonholing them. You want to make some money? Meet me in a hotel room, 2103.
If I have $1 million plus clients or $500,000 plus clients, I'm going to put them in retail because they pay a much lower sales charge. Mm-hmm. They're big enough clients that I have time to go through and make adjustments to their accounts.
Oh, okay.
More often. Now, if I have a client that has $100,000 that I never talked to, okay, I'm going to put them in managed accounts. And I stay as busy as I do, I don't have the time to look at my $100,000 clients.
Okay.
And make adjustments to them all the time.
Okay.
Like I'd like to. I mean, it's not that I don't want to.
It's just the time.
Physically, I don't have time. So I don't want to leave them in anything. So I'll put them in a really good managed account. And let me tell you, even my clients that have a lot of big retail money with me, I'll put some of their money in the high-flying managed account portfolios. So I have always had in the back of my mind when I put a portfolio together for a client, I always have to have a plan B. Mm-hmm. I think this is what's going to happen, but if it doesn't, how am I going to get through this? As soon as Trump won this election, I had up in the last year or so, I had most of my clients' money in the floating rate fund. I had a 9.6% yield on it. So and because I was worried, because the whole world was worried that we were going to go into a recession.
Right.
So I took a lot of my clients' money last year and put them in the floating rate fund because I knew it didn't go up and down with it. September last year, when the Fed came back and started lowering rates, they gave us a 50-cent half point drop, then they went a quarter point and another quarter point. Mm-hmm. So if we dropped a whole point, I knew that was going to make my floating rate fund not pay as good of a yield.
Okay.
It lost about a point of its yield. But I also thought that the enthusiasm for lower oil prices and less taxes and more focus on business growth would make the stock market do better. Mm-hmm. But here's the problem, and this is where we are right now on your portfolios. because there's so much flux going on in the government right now, I started putting all my clients' money, I'm putting big chunks of it in the Invesco Equity and Income Fund.
In Invesco?
Equity and Income Fund.
Equity income, okay.
Okay, why do I use that? That's the one I call my MEMA fund.
Okay.
Okay, and I told you about the MEMA fund, right?
Mm-hmm.
The MEMA fund,
Yeah, the MEMA fund. When I married my wife
okay.
in 1991, her grandmother lived in Fitzgerald, Georgia. And Stacy's family has money. My family never had any. Okay.
Okay.
So anyway, I married her in 1991. Meemaw didn't let me know what she had until 1995. I guess they wanted to make sure the marriage was going to take. Okay. So in 3 years, finally Meemaw sat down. Okay, when I sat down with me, yeah. And at the time, banks, the most you could have in a bank and have FDIC insurance was $100,000. Was it $250? No. So she had money. Every bank in town, she had the $100,000.
Oh, but she had to spread it out.
Yeah, because she wanted to be insured. So I sat down with Meemaw in 1995, and she even had some joker insurance agent sell her a $100,000 life insurance policy with $100,000 cash.
Wow.
She paid $100,000 because he convinced her that was like a CD.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And so I took all of her money, and at the time it was like $300,000 or $400,000.
What year was that?
That was a lot back
That was
then.
95. You know how they ended their money? It was-
Yeah, tell
Let
me.
me tell you how. Fortune was on their side. Throwing timber on it down there.
Mhm.
And her Stacy's great grandfather had sold the timber. He had all this money, a big check, and he was going to deposit it into the bank, but something happened where he decided not to deposit it, and that's when all the banks failed in Georgia during the Depression. So because he didn't deposit that money, he had that money. So they had enough money to live through the Depression with plenty of money. I invested every dime she had in the Invesco Equity and Income Fund in 1995.
Okay.
Why I like that fund is that we can pull it up and look at it here in a minute, but it has over 300 different investments in it. It's been around since 1960.
300 companies, wow.
But it doesn't have just stocks in it. It has stocks, it has bond, it has preferred stocks,
Wow.
it has convertibles in it,
It's got a
it
lot
has
of
treasuries
variety.
in it. It's very diversified. It has a beta of 0.67. So S&P 500 has a beta of 1. Okay? So a beta of 0.67 means you have 33% less risk or less volatility than you do the stock market. But the equity income fund has outperformed the stock market for 65 years.
It's outperformed?
With
Wow.
less risk.
With less risk,
So
okay.
you don't have this.
Up and down.
And I always tell my clients, it's never going to be the number one fund.
Mm-hmm.
It's never going to be the number one,
Not supposed to.
but it's never going to be the dog either. It's
Okay.
right there in the middle.
Right.
You just smooth right.
Steady
Yeah.
going,
Yeah.
steady
And I always
going.
tell people, you can fly from here to LAX, but if you're doing this the whole time, you're going to be sick.
Yeah.
Right? This one just looks smooth.
We should talk about it as the Sherman Tank Fund.
It's a Sherman tank. It doesn't go anywhere fast. Go very consistent.
It's steady,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. So I probably have, I don't know, millions, a bunch
In
of
that
money. But now I'm putting even more money in because it has such a diverse group of stocks in it that you don't have to be smart enough to know which sector is going to do well.
Oh, okay.
So it's recommended what 3.5%, 4% this year and that.
Yeah, it's doing well.
So it's up.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's already pretty good.
They're also called $1 million portfolio.
$1 million
It was
portfolio?
designed to be a 60-40 fund.
Yeah.
60% equity, 40% bond.
So it's a great fund to use for clients. If you don't know where to put a client, do not hurt them by putting them in that. But
Right.
Okay, if you don't know where you're
yeah,
unsure,
look, like brand new advisor. When you get your Series 65, or Series 66 and 63, and you say, in your head, you say, I don't know where to put this person. You cannot do them, you cannot hurt them by putting in that fund.
Okay. What's that one called?
The Invesco Equity and Income.
Equity goods.
It's one of those, like I said, you don't have to worry.
Okay.
No. Because a lot of stocks like the ACEIX, which is a American franchise, and a lot of technology stock in it, Yeah, you could hurt somebody too. I'll leave that at the wrong time.
That's not what I'm looking for, I think.
It's great fun. Has a great story to it.
Okay.
You can do a very similar presentation with that one as you can with the ICA guy. Yeah, that's why the ticker symbol was AC, because it was American Capital Group.
Okay.
Lowell Jackson, which was my wholesaler when I first started, back when I was a broker, he was the one that taught me how to sell mutual funds.
Okay.
And he was the one that taught me about equity and income fund.
Well, we used to say, if you're building an ice cream sundae,
That's right.
banana split,
Mhm.
equity and income is the vanilla ice cream.
Ice cream
Then
sundae.
you put all the real stuff.
With your ice cream, if you're gonna have ice cream sundae, you can start with vanilla ice cream, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Then you add your syrups,
Mhm.
your sprinkles, your whipped cream, and all that other stuff.
Mhm.
But the vanilla ice cream part of your portfolio is this fund.
Okay.
It can be open-ended funds and closed-end funds.
Retail can be open in and closed in.
UIT or Unit Investment Trust
Trust,
are
yeah.
closed-end.
Mm-hmm.
Mutual funds are open-end funds.
Okay.
It's known as Unit Investment Trust, as a UIT.
Yeah, UIT.
What it is like this equity and income fund, there's no limit, or nearly no limit to the amount of investors that can invest in that fund.
Okay.
They keep
In the
issuing,
UIT.
they keep issuing more and more share. No, in an open mutual fund,
An
like
open-
an
okay.
equity income fund.
Okay.
They'll send you as many shares as you want to buy,
Okay.
right? So that's an open-ended fund. They're always issuing more shares.
Okay. So I'm
Okay. A unit investment trust or a closed-end fund will trade in a series, and they'll issue so many of that particular fund, and you buy it, then they will buy. You
You
can't.
can't buy anymore.
You can only buy so many of them. When the average stock that's issued that you buy, like let's say you buy Home Depot stock, there's a bid and ask on that stock. Okay, so let's say, but when you look at the quotes on it, let's say they say it's let's say it's $100 a share. That's the ask. Okay, so if you're going to buy that stock, you're going to get the asking price. Okay, but how did they make any money? If it's $100 a share, okay, somebody has a stock at $100 a share, and you buy that $100 share, if their cost was $100, right, and they sell it for $100, how much money did they make? $0.
$0 because it's 100.
$100. So how did they make money? Because you're going to buy the asking price, but they bought it at bid price. Okay, so they bought it, and it's not this. They bought it for $98 a share, and they're selling it to you for $100.
So that's a 2.
So they made $2.
Okay.
That's how they made profit.
Okay.
Now, but when you go to sell it, you sell it back at bid price. You don't sell it at the ask price.
Okay.
So if you bought, theoretically, okay, when you look at the New York Stock Exchange, you think that everything's the same price. The best way to really understand this story, you can really see it well, is if you look at what's known as the pink sheet stocks or over-the-counter stocks.
Mm-hmm.
It's very much easier to see
Okay.
because on the pink sheet over-the-counter stocks, it's very apparent. If you buy a share of XYZ stock and it's $1 a share, the bid might be 75 cents.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it has a 75-cent bid and $1 ask.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, so if I was to buy this stock, I'd buy it at $1.
Okay.
If I just turned around the very next minute and sold it, I'd get 75 cents for it.
Mm-hmm.
So the difference is called a spread. You need to write that. That's in there too.
Yeah.
The spread is
25 cents.
between the bid and the ask.
Okay.
Okay, so to make money on that stock, I have to wait for this bid to go higher than the ask price. So I bought the bid was at 75, the ask was $1.
Right.
Okay, but now it's done well. People are buying the stock, and now the bid is $1.25, and the ask is $1.50.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I only paid $1 for it. Now the bid is $1.25.
Mm-hmm.
I can sell it and make 25% profit.
Profit. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, but I have to wait for that
until-
bid to go down up high enough so I can sell it because I'm going to sell it at the bid price,
Okay.
not the ask. You get
So
it?
that's how they're making, okay, you gotta wait.
And the difference is spread, and that's how the brokerage firms get paid, and then stockbrokers, that's how we get paid. The difference between the bid and the ask.
Between the bid and ask and the spread, the difference.
Yep.
Okay,
Well, a market order is just, just sell. Don't worry about the price, just sell the stock, right? But let's say I bought Home Depot stock. And let's say I have a bunch of Home Depot stock, and I want to sell them. But the market is all over the place. Okay, one day it's at it's not good that much. Let's say one day it's at 85, and it's trading between 85 and $150 a share. Okay. Say the market's swinging all over the place. Okay, and I own it at 100. Okay, and I'm going to put a sell order in. And I'm going to sell, and I put a limit order. Don't sell this stock unless it goes over 125. Okay, so fill or kill. Meaning sell, and let's say I own 1,000 shares. Okay, so sell all 1,000 shares at $125 a share. It doesn't go, if I can't sell my whole 1,000 shares at 125, don't do it. Don't do the trade. So you put a limit order on it, sell. I always called it fill or kill. Fill the whole order. Okay, sell the whole 1,000 shares at $125 a share, or don't
sell it all.
don't sell anything.
Okay, kill it.
Don't buy it unless it drops below 85. Then buy. If you go take the 6 and 63, you need to go ahead and take the 65 immediately.
Immediately while it's all
Because
so
it's all the same stuff. You'll pass it.
And
And it has a 26.
26, 63, 26, which is
The
90%.
26.
26 is what you have to have if you have ages underneath you. 3.93% already this year. Made 11.8 last year. The year before that, 9.99.
That's the one you say. Oh wow.
But in 2022, it only went down 7.72. Now, you might say, well, that's terrible. No, a lot of funds went down a lot.
Look what
Oh, that's what
category did under that.
16, is that negative
Yeah.
16,
So-
negative 15?
so the
Category
index
was down 13.6%.
and the index was down 15.3, and it went down 7.7.
Oh wow.
And so you can see, and then here in 2021, it made 18.02, where the category made 13.89, and the index only went up 12.
What's that category? Designed not to hit home runs.
Right. Now this was unusual right here,
That's-
2018.
To not hit a
They're
home.
not swinging for the fences, base hits.
Okay.
This fund is designed to not make quite as much money as everybody else is making,
Okay.
but also not have big drops.
Okay.
So, and it will always slightly underperform the S&P, but have a more steady return.
Not bigger risk. Okay. So that's good
Right,
to
so-
a little
but-
bit differential.
But here's the issue I have with that. Okay, if I can put them in this mutual fund here that has less than 1% expense cost, okay, or I put them in a managed account, that has a 1% plus the underlying cost of that managed portfolio, which is like, well, this is half of it, let's say. So why would I have my clients pay 1.5% for something that they can own for less than 1%? That's why I have an issue with putting huge amounts of money in managed accounts.
Okay. That's
So the money I can justify putting in managed accounts is putting some of the money in that unconstrained that averages 28%.
Okay.
Because now I'm making way more money than the 1% charge they're paying.
Right.
They have that.
Right.
So there's a reason they're paying that 1%.
Okay.
Right. There's a benefit to pay that 1%.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but in a lot of cases in a managed account there is no benefit to pay that 1%. True.
Okay.
That is one of the things about Primerica. She talked about probably is you pay up front.
Yes, you do.
Pay up front.
You pay up front. See, everyone wants to get paid,
They don't want to put the work in.
but you get paid. You have to put all the effort and work up years before you ever actually get paid.
One day I was teaching this class and I showed the lift off all the way.
Oh, yeah.
Showed lift off. And and you saw the first stage separation, and it had been, what, 5, 6 minutes. And I said, that's 70% of the fuel is exhausted right now.
When that rocket first takes off,
Right.
oh, y'all remember, what year were you born?
66.
So you were 3. I was 5 when Apollo 11 went up, 89.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I still remember I remember what I was doing when that happened.
What in the world?
I was running through my neighbor's yard, our landlord's apartment was next to ours in Hartford, Connecticut. And I was playing with their son. I was playing Army, and we were playing Dewey's Junior, what she mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
And I went through, it was July 1969, I watched Apollo 11 take off.
Yeah.
And,
Wow.
and we lived in Hartford, Connecticut.
Mm-hmm.
My dad was in Korea.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I remember like.
And, but anyway, so, it uses huge amounts of power, like with 70%. 70% of the fuel that thing has is used to get it to the first stage.
Just to get it off the ground.
Right.
Wow.
Same thing with an airplane.
Mm-hmm.
An airplane, flying an airplane.
Mm-hmm.
The where they burn the most fuel is not flying.
Flying is taking it up and.
It's land is taking off. A lot of these guys that make $2 million, $1 million in 10 years, all that money is made from selling life insurance. There's 2 groups of people in Primerica: the insurance producers and the securities producers. I'd rather do this, make 40 grand, than work at a job.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Than drive a truck,
Yeah.
drop off packages
Yeah.
for 30 years,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So you have to really love what you're doing.
Yeah. You gotta love it to be
And
successful.
to me, it's always been a way to help people change their life.
Yeah, that's the same. I
Right?
like it.
I love
change their life.
changing the whole family tree. That to me is so exciting. There's nothing, I can't think of anything else you can do for a family that will truly change your family better if you can't fix your finances.
Absolutely.
Honest with them, teaching them, show them how to do it right,
Yeah.
and then to be successful. That's my favorite thing. I was talking to a lady, she's 90, her name's Gloria. I said, Gloria, you realize you gave me this much money this many years ago? You realize you've already taken way more than that out of your accounts,
Then what
and
she
you
gave
still
you.
have 4 times more than money than you started?
What did she say?
She said, yeah. She said, we thank God for you every day. I had a snow cone truck. I was selling snow cones. That was my first business. I was always thinking of ways to generate cash.
Entrepreneurship.
Always thinking of ways to have a business.
Okay.
Special Needs Trust says, okay, when they die, the money goes to this trust. There's a trustee
That's
assigned
okay.
to this trust.
Mhm.
And what he does, the money never goes directly to this mentally retarded child.
He has to take care
He
of it.
pays for the medical bills, electric, water, everything out of his trust
For that child.
for that child, and the benefit of that child. And because of that, that child still gets the
The
Social
care,
Security
because
benefit.
if the parents were still there.
Yeah, and so this money pays for all their expenses.
Gotcha. Because I
It
was.
never goes directly to that child.
Okay.
So we have access to BICES.
A census now.
That's called a census. Let me give you an example. Let's say you have a client that has money in a 401k, wants to put it into a IRA. You're not sure what the rules are on that. You could call a census, and they would tell you what the procedure would be to do that.
Oh, okay.
So I'd rather bounce it off somebody and confirm that what I thought was right
Absolutely.
than just wing it.
Yeah. And
Because
just.
you can't afford to wing it on a client's money.
Oh, no.
So the number for a census, what is it? You got it?
Hmm? 888
Okay.
917
Okay.
7199.
71.99.
Mhm.
Okay.
And when you call there, they'll ask you your who you work for, Primerica. Because Primerica pays them to answer these questions
Okay.
and give them your solution number.
Okay.
And then now they know who you're talking to.
Gotcha.
Very helpful.
Verizon has 3 groups of funds. They have the risk assist. They have the regular. Then they have the risk assist, and then they have what's called the spend funds.
Okay.
Do you not know about that? Yeah, so the spend funds, like let's say you have a client that's got a 5% withdrawal rate. You set it on the spend funds, and what they'll do is they'll make sure there's always 18 months worth of money sitting in a account to pay out. And that's what they do. The 18 months worth. So if the market's high, they might take a little money out and chunk it in that money market account, so that there's always 18 months worth of money sitting.
And basically showing brilliantly that if you want to have all of your retirement savings in bond, you're gonna die broke.
Right. Or on stocks. The perfect, that's why the equity income fund is such a good fund for retirees, because the best allocation for withdrawing money over a long period of time is 60-40. 60% stock, 40% bonds.
Okay.
And it's
60-40.
strongly shown the longest period of time that was success.
But they had a chart that Investment Retirement did not.
Okay.
And it was the chart that shows, if you do it the way we tell you to, how much money you're gonna have left in your account when you die.
Okay.
And it looks like, from bonds up to, harvested equities like this. It was, what they're thinking is, you've got $1 million, and you're taking out 4% a year. It's all in bonds. You don't have as much money.
Yeah.
And, if it's all in equities, you're gonna have over $4 million.
Verizon does have a 4, a 5, and a 6.
Yeah, this does too.
Okay.
And
so I'm used to it. And
I like the active management in this. That makes me happy. I like the fact that Meter will scram the cash if things get a little scary. And if I'm retired, wholly dependent on this, I would like the idea that they can scram the cash if things get rocky. Right. I think it'd be a good thing for somebody to have their retirement.
Right. Yeah. I met the CEO of Meter. I've met Bob a number of times.
He does all their webinars. He's a real person.
Yeah, Columbus, Ohio.
Yeah.
Yeah. Been there a couple times before. I was in the first group that was thinking about using them. I got to be in the first meeting. And he's a super nice guy.
Yeah.
And had great training. And when I got done, I thought, wow, this is a company I'd like to do business with. The returns weren't what they needed to be.
Yeah.
Same thing with Sage, based out of Austin, Texas. I thought, here's good, based out of Texas.
Yeah.
Why would I not do business with them? Tell us all the returns. No.
Okay.
So I have to justify in my head why I'm going to take my clients out of equity and income, put them somewhere else. Managed accounts, you pay a 1% management fee, but then it's on top of that you pay for the ETFs, which are 0.25 to 0.35%. With Invesco, you don't pay that.
Yeah.
So it's actually a lot cheaper.
Meter saves you money on that because they only use their in-house funds.
Right.
They've come out with a new ops meeting slides.
Okay.
Really good stuff. And they've got a great video on POL, keep Otto going through it. I noticed Otto gives himself the privilege of rearranging some slides and leaving some out. But they have got 2 slides in the ops meeting on the benefit of home ownership. And they've come out with the new How Money Works book. That's got 3 or 4 pages on
Pulling it out.
yeah, and pumping up our mortgage business.
Good.
I'm excited about it.
So the return on this fund was 32% in 2019, 87.62% in 2020, 17.75% in 2021,
Okay.
minus 35% in 2022, but up 88.49% in 2023.
Good Lord. Went down, big, huge jump.
Well, it went up way more. I mean, you made 88, you went down 35 and made 88.
88, that's what I said. Wow.
So the average return is 28.3%.
Which one is that one?
This is a managed account that I use.
Oh, the managed account that you use. Okay. All right.
My good friend Alan Henry, who is
No way, really at all.
Alan's listening. Alan has got an IQ through the roof.
Alan, is Alan on?
Alan is listening.
Hi, Alan.
Hey, Alan. I'm gonna tell him. Alan failed
Did he hear?
the 6 the first time.
He's probably recalling this.
Yeah, he is, and he'll go back and hear it.
Oh, he'll go back.
But if he were here, he would tell you what his mistake was. He was
Going
trying to get
outside?
what?
Look at me.
Yeah.
What?
But Alan was trying to get 100 on the list.
Who's trying to get it?
Alan was trying to get 100 on the test,
You look at that.
and he's sweating every stinking question. Don't do it.
Yeah, that's what I.
That's what Michelle, we're not.
I failed the Series 7
Mm-hmm.
the first time.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only test I ever failed. Because I was trying to make 100 on it.
You try to score 100.
Yeah, I was trying to get it all right.
Yeah.
That is never gonna happen. No.
Pop ran out on
Don't
you.
do it. And there's and they put questions on the test that they call them, they say that they are testing them out for future tests.
Mhm. Yeah, I think you get about 10 of those.
Yeah, 5 to 10, and because it's 120 question test, you're going to have 125 questions. There are 5 questions in there that they're testing out, and you know what? They are crazy.
You have other family members that are investors too, that we can get to invest, or your spouse, or your kids, or something, and to make it add up to $1 million.
Yeah, okay.
So you can get an $800,000 account and 100,000, that's $1 million. That
Yeah,
means everybody gets. And what happens is, let's say I have a client that has $1 million, and their child graduates college, still gets a job, and they start an IRA with me. I put it in that ROA. They don't pay a sales charge ever
oh, wow, okay.
because it's part of the family. Let's do the 5-minute check.
5-minute checkup, yeah, Sherry, you're surprised.
Okay.
Even what you said.
Write down the number of years you've been working full time.
Okay.
Now, write down what you think your average annual income was during that period of time. You multiply 30 times 60,000. You made $1,800,000. Okay, then subtract out.
No,
Yeah, subtract out. Okay, now write down the amount of cash you can come up with within the next 72 hours. How much money do you have saved?
okay, subtract that from that money.
And that's what you spend. The difference is what you spend. Every group presentation, that's how I start.
Yeah.
I'll say, I do this because it helps them understand that they need me,
Yep.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So I'll say, write down the number of years you've been working full time,
Yeah.
30 years.
5-minute checkup.
Write down how much money you made, 60,000. Multiply answer 1 times answer 2, you get answer 3, right?
Yeah.
1,800,000. Write down how much cash you can come up with. Let's say it's even good. 300,000. Most times it's not that big.
You.
Subtract out 300,000 from answer C, and you get 1,500,000, right? So you made 1.8 million, and you saved 300,000. You spent 1.5, and now I'll say, are you going to
Wow,
spend?
that is sickening.
Are you going to spend the next 30
Make
years?
them sick first.
I'm sick.
Are you going to spend the next 30 years like you spent the last 30? I still like my house payment. Minimum payment.
Yeah.
You will not
I will
do
not pay one extra payment. Never.
Mm-hmm.
Never. Well, whatever. It's wasting money.
Yeah, makes sense, but that's all I've ever heard.
3.5% interest
Take a house
rate.
off, take a house off.
It's a superstition.
My family has a long history of paying off everything as fast as they can. And you know why you do that?
Yeah,
You're
fear.
afraid you're going to lose something.
I was gonna say, cause yeah, that's the
Well,
thing.
you pay off your house, you can't lose your
You
house.
don't wanna lose the
That's
things
the
they
true.
have.
You know, you can have your house paid off and they still take it.
That is it. You can't make through property taxes.
Let's still buy.
Somebody go down to the courthouse
And
and
buy it and pay them for you and own your house.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Just paying off your taxes.
If they have cash buyers, and once you show them that if somebody pays cash for that house, they get paid 1 time. Instead, they can be paid 3 times. That's what we're going to show them.
Okay.
Because not only are you going to get paid for selling the house, they're going to get paid for investing the money, and they're going to get paid for doing the mortgage.